Hey, what's going on, guys? If you want to get better at sales for your small business or whatever it is that you're in, maybe you're working for another customer. I learned this in retail, and it's something that I think I did much better. If you want to be great at sales, here's one mindset tweak you need to do, and this will help so much. Your goal is to serve as a guide rather than be a closer. And I'm sure if you're in sales, you've heard this, right? You kind of know this, but actually, you probably know it better than I do. People don't like being sold something. They like to buy something. Well, how do you, as a salesperson, guide people to make sure they buy the thing that you want? Well, the way that you look at it is, I think you boil it down to these 3 stages I always talk about. It's from HubSpot. It's nothing new. It's probably tied more to marketing than it is just to sales, but the idea is people go down this journey, they become aware of you, or you connect with them, or they become aware in some way, shape, or form. That could be online, but eventually somehow a connection is made, right? You're in a conversation. Then they're in consideration mode, where they're trying to learn what are the options out there, and I'm in consideration. They want to be taught how to be a great buyer, and then they go into decision-making mode, and that's where you need to have the logistics to actually buy from you, make it easy to buy from you. They want to see trust factors. They want to see, the final execution, the final thing, right? But here's what I'm getting at. Don't push, don't close, don't always be closing, right? Make it easy for people to buy from you. Don't make it difficult for people to buy from you. But don't be pushy. Serve as a guide. Well, the best way to do that is to ask great questions in terms of, so have you been shopping? Find out what they've been doing up to this point. Then frame up, well, what is it that you're looking for? What have you learned about buying a laptop? What have you learned about finding an accountant? What have you learned about what you want to find in a financial planner? Tell me what it is that you want to see in your digital footprint. Tell me what you want for your business's growth plan. Is there something in this wedding video? Tell me what you want in your wedding videographer. Whatever that is, tell me what you want so far. And remember that up to this point, they are only so informed about what is valuable in the solution, right? You, being in the industry, ought to know the main things that people have found as valuable. And then you need to teach them what are the value points that are out there? What does a full value sale look like? And here's what I mean by this is you need to gently you need to teach them and show them what a good consumer would buy for this. So it would sound like this. You know what? Here's what I always recommend. So here's what I always recommend. When you're looking at a laptop, these are some things that end up being important. Here's what I always tell people. Whether you work with us or you work with somebody else, that just disarms them. When you're trying to find an accountant, here's what we've found is most important, right? And then you boil it down to kind of the 4 or 5 points where you have a compelling value proposition. But we can dive more into that, but I want to encourage you got to work on sales if you're a small business owner, if you're an entrepreneur trying to make it. Salesmanship is so incredibly important, and I want to equip you with as many little tips as possible. And one of the main things is serving as a guide rather than a closer, and then teach them how to be great consumers. Teach them, hey, if I were you, whenever someone's shopping, here's what I encourage them to do. Look at this, look at that, look at this. And then if you're really good, you can then ask, well, of those types of things, are any of those important to you? Which one would you think is most important to you or whatnot? That can help a lot. I hope that's helpful. Good luck.